Hi YouTube, my name's Drew and today I'm going to be reviewing the Nikon D90. Now, although this camera was released in, I think it's August of 2008, it's by no means archaic. It's still on Amazon. It still runs for $1,200, including the kit lens. In comparison, the Nikon D5100 comes in at $759, and that was released in August of 2011. Although this camera was released 2-3 years prior to that, it still comes in a lot more expensive camera, mainly because it's kind of a bridge. It's not an entry level and it's not a professional. It's kind of in between where we call it a prosumer camera. Now, the Nikon D90 weighs in at 1 pound 6 ounces, and it's made of polycarbonate material with a metal chassis. The Nikon D90 has been given some amazing reviews on its build quality. It feels heavy in your hand, which is going to really help to increase stability when you're taking shots or video. Now, it's covered in kind of a rubber around most of it, and kind of a spray material here, so you feel like you've got a really good grip on it. The battery goes in through the bottom and it doesn't feel cheap at all. You know, the flap is secure. When you push it down, it clicks. The Nikon comes with a protective LCD screen which clips on, opposing to having to stick it to the actual screen like a lot of the newer cameras, as well as a nice rubber viewfinder. There are rubber flaps on the side that feel, again, quality. It's held on by a small little piece of rubber here, but once it fits in here, it's nice and secure, and it feels like it's really watertight, and no dust is going to get in there once it's closed properly. The Nikon D90 has all the typical shooting modes. It's got the automatic, the program mode, shutter speed, aperture, manual, and as well as all of the typical kind of more user-friendly ones if you just wanted to do something, if you're outside or you're shooting a portrait. It tells you a whole bunch of different information, including battery life and number of shots you have left, and different things. Again, you're going to have to kind of review if you're interested in the camera, but this is just a brief overview. Now, the Nikon D90 has a built-in flash. When you're not using the flash, it will shoot at 4.5 frames per second. Okay, I'm just going to show you quickly the menu. When you click the menu, there's a very crisp LCD screen, which is really nice. Now you can add filter effects to each one of your photos. So basically what these ones are going to do, obviously as the name says, if you're in a room where there's a lot of greenery, it's going to really make those green colors pop. You can also head over to monochrome, and you can change your pictures to black and white. You can select any one you'd like. Let's take a picture, let's choose this one and save it, and change it to sepia, and you can choose a different one. So there's a lot of awesome features with this camera that you don't get with a lot of the other newer cameras. Mind you, it is 12.3 megapixels. It's again, it's a CMOS sensor, which is present in all the higher end professional Nikon cameras. And I'm going to just tell you a little bit more about the video shooting mode on this camera. The Nikon D90 has HD video. It was actually the very first DSLR camera to come out with video, which was pretty revolutionary, and then obviously since then there's been quite a few more, and they're making improvements. It's got 720p capability at 24 frames per second. I recommend getting the Nikon 50mm lens. Now, I have a 28 by 105 millimeter lens, which has a macro capability to it, which, you know, it's high-end lens, fairly high-end lens. It works nicely, and it's great for videos. Most movies are filmed in the 24p, and most people will film 24p when they're shooting videos because they want that cinematic look. So all in all, this camera is an excellent beginner and pro camera. I would definitely recommend it. It's got features that new cameras don't have. It's got 11-point autofocus system, which a lot of cameras even today don't have. It's got the 12.3 megapixel CMOS sensor, 4.5 frames per second, shooting burst, so if you're into shooting, you know, wildlife. The battery life is gives you about 2,000 shots on one charge. I would highly recommend this camera. Great build. It will work extremely well for you. Highly recommend it. Thanks for watching, and I'd really appreciate if you would comment below whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it, rate, subscribe, those things would be great. And I'll see you in the next video.